Going through his briefcase, he paused for a moment to answer. Got stalled due to a government property boundary issue. I've been meaning to look into it. I can take a look at that one. Sordland needs all the security help it can get. Sure, more time for me to spend on analyses. Samoan likes numbers. His eyes glittered when he finally found the slides he was looking for. There have been some developments about the Swedish-Ren losing value today. This must be our currency. We've been trying to stabilize it with the central bank. The recession of 51 put enormous pressure on the economy, resulting in the collapse of the value of the currency. The entire situation was a significant cause of concern for administration. What would you like to know about the current economic situation? What would you like to know more? What's our GDP and our debt situation? Our current GDP is 310 billion, and the national debt is 427 billion. In actuality, with real world countries, what is the ratio, the typical ratio of debt to GDP? So here our debt is larger than our GDP by about, 33% or so? Not good, not terrible. 3.6 is rotten. 1-to-1 is what people say is good. Above 100% is bad. Depends on the nation. EU max is 50%. Okay, so we're above 100%, so it's bad. Japan's 237. OMG Greece. UK 85%. So, okay, so this is not great, but yeah, it's not terrible. So it doesn't look like we're on the verge of bankruptcy, but we're not doing well. Okay. Groovy. Still hard to fathom that we lost nearly 150 billion in wealth. The past 3 years were tough. Oof! What's our unemployment and inflation rate? Unemployment skyrocketed is now staggering 16%. Okay, that's really bad. That's bad. Yeah. Double-digit unemployment is pretty bad. Inflation rate, relatively high, 7%. That is bad. Most modern economies target about 2% inflation rate. To the best of my knowledge. Unemployment's increasing, crime and drug use, of course. We need to get people off the streets. Inflation isn't helping our average citizens either. And what's the status of recession? Economy has been in recession in about -6%. It's been shrinking by 6% over the past year. Average GDP dropped, Whoa. Per capita. Holy crap. Per person, we were making about $15,000. Now we're only making about $10,000 per person. That is bad. The administration's success depends on our ability to stop the recession. The sooner we can reach GDP growth, the better. We have all the information needed. Let's move on to the economic strategy. Simon scattered the paper stack in front of him, orderly manner, took a final look at the notes. As you can see, the situation is alarming, but not everything is negative. Extensive privatization program of Alfonso left us a large budget surplus, which we can use to stabilize the crisis. So the government has some money to spare. Okay. The primary subject we need to settle on is what general path we will take on our term. Solonomics-based nationalization happened in the 30s, and Alfonso's privatization began during the end of the 40s. What will our administration focus on? One of our main promises was to promote a free market economy to stop the recession. To be frank, I believe it's the only way out of the recession. I still do not support it. Why promote the private sector when we have qualified state-owned enterprises? Because lack of competition made them inefficient. What are the consequences of free market? Yeah, we get it. More economy we control, the better we can manage. Downsides planned economy. Humanity in the 20th century is thriving because of the rule of supply and demand. Well, we committed this one. We're going to go very free market. Okay? We're going to believe in the invisible hand of the free market or something. So we're going to say 4. That's what we chose for this vibe, for this run. The vibe of this run. There you go. Agreed. Look how quickly Lesbia and Arcasia have increased their prosperity by embracing these basic principles. Sordland has the potential to do so as well. Why don't you take our potential seriously? Integrating heavily in a market economy would work if we had extensive means of production. Our industry is lacking. The structural problems of Solonomics were going to lead to a recession according to predictions at the time. Anyway, either way, even if we picked one of the doctrine, we retain the option to make economic choices on a case-by-case basis. That's good. Okay. Last thing we need is chaotic economic plan. Finally, something we can both agree on. There's another important point which has direct impact on our economy. Superpowers. We might have won the election, but I'm still against aligning ourselves with any superpowers. Economically speaking, we're much closer to Arcasia. This is the western half. President Dwight Walker. Okay, so Arcasia, America is the way I'm going to equal the two in terms of remembering sort of western. And United Contana Federalist Socialist Republic in the continent of Contana. Okay, so, the USSR kind of thing. Ish. There are schemes being devised about Sordland. I want you to reconsider your promise to align. So, okay, the latest graph over here is clearly a, sort of an Eastern communist kind of vibey person over here. So she's not happy because we did, when we brought the pop-up, we said we were going to align ourselves to the west. We made a promise. But yeah, I'm going to say this. I won't let Arcasia control Sordland. Like, we are going to go with a Western-style democracy and economy, is what we sort of committed to. But we're not going to become a puppet of Arcasia. I mean, entering the sphere might be okay. See what the future... I'm going to go with 2. Control? No, Mr. President. Simply a partnership, and a very valuable one at that. Valid for Arcasia, not for Sordland. Simply untrue. We're going to argue a bunch. Mr. Whiskey. Hey, Whiskey! Internal economic plan. Legal document. Cabinet members. Okay. We have to thank Sol and his planned economy for this boom. Clearly shows success of the system. Let's finish with Alfonso started. Capitalist free market reforms. The path was going to enrich us. What's on our long-term economic schedule? Wouldn't a free market focus bring us... What's our long-term schedule? Picking a construction company, trade relations, tax reform. Sticking to solid planned economy, right call. 5-year plans were fruitful in the past. Yeah, 5-year plans always worked out well. Okay, well, we're going to commit to the free market reforms. Yes, the recession was a direct result of his free market reform. History must note the reason for his recession is because Alfonso was betrayed by his party. We may have been responsible for a little bit of that too. I don't know. Would free market focus bring stronger allies? Arcasia would like us more. Yeah, it should be based on internal reasonings. I agree. Not based on what kind of allies we can get. We're going to try to base it on what will make us more money. And we have chosen for this run to believe in the free market. What are your final thoughts then? Critical institution must remain in state control. We must be fully responsible in delivering services. We should look at opportunities like privatizing to create financial resources. Market economy doesn't require as much guidance and could help us attract foreign capital. Hard to agree. The thing is, I do want critical institutions to remain state control. Like, maybe state universities, maybe hospitals. I don't know, but I don't know what they mean by that. This is not, this sounds more state planning than anything else. People in chat want 1, so we're going to say 1. Hopefully, we're going to still be free market, but, with certain key things under our control. I don't know. If you could be, and it wouldn't be negative, but it either may make your choice, what will our general economic plan promote? So we're going to promote a free market plan as we promised. With some exceptions, basically. Can't say I agree with this. I get it. Now there's clarity in which direction we're headed. We'll work on a good plan accordingly. Concludes our meeting. Okay. Woo! We got some more various news reports. Increased unemployment. Oh, Morna. I thought that was Moana. It's like, hold on. What can I say except you're welcome. Promising agricultural growth in Sarna. It's not all bad news. Recession, reduction of rail assets, more than the 5th railway network being mothballed. Increasing demand in goods to the capital is pushing the network to its limit. Rail signal system in region dates from the middle of last century is in need of improvement. Okay. We need to improve our infrastructure. Infrastructure report. Road network currently in service needs a substantial improvements. Infrastructure is a way that you get everything else to flow a lot better. Okay, looks like that's it for the news reports. So now we're going to Lochaven. Invest in mega infrastructure. The Ministry of Economy has put forward 2 bold plans for mega infrastructure projects that would help with the economic recession in the long term. Investing in projects of this scale would take up a portion of our budget, but could prove worthwhile if accomplished successfully. So, we can invest in a mega infrastructure project, which would cost us one of our budget, or we could direct the plans. I think we do. Say it with me. Monorail. 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 It's going to put us on the map. Hyperloop. Okay, we have the exclamation mark there. No other news things. There's a blinking thing here because the electoral funding reform went through. Economy. We are promoting the market economy. Yes. The unfair electoral funding. Oh, yes. Yeah, so this made the electoral funding less fair. Which, I mean, I knew when we agreed to it. It was like, yeah, it sounds less fair. Benefits my party, but it sounds less fair, but I don't know. Wasn't going to veto that. Alright. The view towards the Marquian Sea from Lochhaven was nothing short of exquisite. The seaside state residence, fittingly named the Blue Mansion, was large, fine, and accommodating. But enjoying the luxurious mansion wasn't the main aspect of our visit. We gathered the economic team here to discuss the new infrastructure investment project. Half an hour had already passed since the start of the meeting. Unfortunately, I did not even have the chance to have my usual afternoon coffee. Looking at the view from the windows, I let my mind drift for a couple of seconds. Simone's voice brought me back to the ongoing discussion. Mr. President, we need to focus on boosting the economy as quickly as possible. One of the fastest ways to achieve this is through infrastructure projects. I agree. On the one hand, businessmen are complaining about the slow logistical train network between Holsford and Lochhaven. Liz started talking as soon as Simone took a breath. On the other hand, citizens are criticizing the lack of a proper highway connection between Lochhaven and Arvory. I think Arvory is the city in Agneland. This place. Ayland! Over here, which she has been advocating a lot. This is, again, the poorest thing. So, you know, we don't get a good highway connection from Lochhaven to here. So so the capital is Holsford, but I get the sense that Lochhaven is really maybe the economic or at least trade capital of our nation, especially with the big powerful port they've got there. So I'd like to be able to have better road connection to this port area. Oh, this is glowing over here. Oh, turn 1. Neat. So this is probably getting updated with all... So we're still just on turn 1, you guys. Took us like an hour to get through the prologue. Turn 1. But a lot seems to happen in a turn. Narrow roads all by the seaside are not only dangerous, but also difficult to traverse. Yeah, so I guess... So the rail system is what the businessmen want. The citizens want the road. We need to pick the most profitable option for economic growth. The thing is, both have major potential to maybe help the economy. And I would argue rail systems benefit citizens also. So no votes for 1. Lots of votes for 2 and 3. Oh, some people are just typing rail or train. Lots of votes for 2. Well, let's say 2. Because I think this might not be the decision. This might just be getting more details. Yeah, because Gus says, which is obviously connecting our 2 most economically powerful cities, and Lilia says, it's not the business people that suffer, but the ordinary folk. And then Simone, who only cares about crunching numbers, what really matters, though, is that we can accomplish something tangible in our first economic act. Great, so you guys have helped me? Not at all. We must prove our administrative capabilities. The people must know that this administration gets things done. We must improve the economy of our nation and bring it out of recession. I don't know! I don't know! 3, the railroad all go to places that has logistics. Lots of votes for 2 on the screen. You guys are very economy focused. Just did a big port project. No, I don't think so. I think what I just did was basically this. All I did is I activated that I want to do a mega infrastructure project. And now we're choosing what that mega infrastructure project is. I mean, that is an argument, right? Railway improves economy, and then that boosts, you know, then you can spend more money on roads. We're gonna improve the economy of the nation, bring it out of the recession. Because we think that's the best for our people. As long as that money gets, you know, a lot of it goes into social services and things like that, right? And just doesn't make the rich richer. Therefore, I defined 2 important projects for attention. Well, okay, there you go. So we're still here. H3 Highway Project and the L1 High Speed Railway Project. This guy loves his numbers. Mr. Hole. Oh, Simone. Repositions himself in chair. The ministry can only support 1 project at a time with the current capacity and budget. Let's move to details of each. Which one do you want to hear first? Tell me about the highway. The H3 project aims to improve the abysmal state of the road network in the Agland region bordering Agnolia. The area is home to several million Agno-Sordish and Sordish who feel neglected. There's no proper highway connections to and from Agland. Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad. The mayor of Arvory, Eric Neal, has been asking for a bigger budget to develop the regional infrastructure. He told us that even trucks are having a hard time traveling through the main road. See, that's not good. That you can't do business if you can't even move goods, right? The increased traffic is causing trouble with people commuting in and out of the region. This guy's a party member as well. Could be cumbersome to the citizens, and it hurts local businesses. Here, let's acknowledge that this is bad for business. It is, bless their souls. I'm happy you're thinking alike on the matter. Let's look at the map. Yes, look at the map. I looked at the map. Lewis pointed out. I was pointing at Lockhaven. Yes, I get it. That's over here. And see, this whole area doesn't even have a rail connection. Like, they have no rail. And if they don't even have a highway, no wonder this area is so goddamn poor. Holy crap, man. The H3 highway route starts at here and leads... Oh, yeah, so you're splitting here. Leads to Lundkurg over there. And from there, it goes all the way to Arvery. As a result, the road network towards the Agnolian capital, Stalport, will improve substantially. She paused and leaned forward in her chair. I saw the central government continuously neglect the Agno-Sordish-dominated regions when I was mayor. Is this administration going to continue that kind of negligence? We should no longer neglect a key region for trade with Agnolia. Right, which that's the other thing. Like, we want to be able to open up more trade maybe with a neighboring country, right? Which, having more highways here, especially there is a port here, right? The port of Arvery that trades with Stalport. And we can make the citizens respected as a sword like us all. Makes sense to put investment in such a... Or little sense. No, let's say this. Yes, sure, but most goods flow to Lockhaven and Hullsword, which gives important logistics there. It's been pointed out the highway would be less beneficial in the near term. I have to disagree. It will increase the speed of transportation. Listen, I'm going to commit to the roads. I've settled on a decision. Done. We're going to build a highway. Excellent. What will be your final choice? I've decided the H3 highway project to improve the infrastructure in our poor regions. Done. Don't worry, Lilius. We're going to have plenty of times where we're going to disagree, I assure you. Negotiations will begin in the middle of the year. You'll be able to award the contract to a corporation of your choice. Well, which one's going to offer me the best kickbacks, huh? That's how it works. Entire construction will finish 2 years. Okay. Is there anything else? No. Excellent. Adios. Oh, there's the highway project. There you go. Highway will be the first infrastructure project of my term. Look at economy. H3 highway. Oh man, this game. Ho ho ho. Alright. Let's go to Hullsford. Invest in our casing company. A personal investment opportunity has been relayed by Mr. Manger. This is Simon. No, Gus. Okay. An experienced stockbroker in Ventry City, Arcasia. Okay, so New York City in the America has been selling valuable shares of Armadine Industries, an up-and-coming electronics manufacturing process. We could invest or let the opponent... So this is personal wealth, so I can spend some of my personal money investing in a electronics company. Sounds like custom conflict of interest, maybe. Buy Apple stocks. It's Apple. Do it, do it, do it. Stonks! Now let's do it. Personal wealth decrease because we buy some shares. Let's see what happens. Just finished buttoning up my suit jacket when the doorbell rang. The Presidential Guard has arrived to pick us up for the inaugural ball. The ball was a 3-decade-old tradition, breathlessly anticipated by politicians, bureaucrats, and the press. All eyes were to be about me. Called on Monica to get the children ready. Looked in the mirror, straightened my tie, and took a deep breath. After tonight, there'll be no turning back. Suddenly, Deanna! Oh, she's so cute. Hugged me from behind, startling me a little. Monica had fixed her hair into an elaborate braid woven through with ribbons. Papa! Mama told me it's time to go. Yeah, hello, darling. I'm ready. Where's your brother? I think Frank is still upstairs. She shrugged. Almost time to leave. The big ball was starting in less than an hour. Darling! Frank! It's time! Monica came down the stairs. She was wearing a simple yet elegant beige sheath dress and short heels. Her hair had been neatly pinned into a chignon, showing off... I don't know what that is. Is it? I don't know. Showing off the pearl earrings I had given her for our 15th anniversary. All these years she'd managed to stay by my side. Now we were about to begin the most challenging chapter in our lives yet. How do you do, Mr. President? Let's be all refined back. We'll just kiss her hand. She extended a gloved hand. I raised it to my lips. Look as gorgeous as the day we were married. How do I look? Where the hell is Frank? Seriously, is there something weird gonna happen with our son? Hey, listen. Monica, my love, you look as gorgeous as the day we were married. Now there's that charm that got you elected. What is that? She has worked as a social worker and later partnership manager in Magnus Carta's campaign assistant, Swedish League of Women before her marriage. NGO. Wow. She's an awesome lady. Frank trudged down the stairs. This thing itches! Tugged at the collar of his new tuxedo. Seemed ill at ease. I'm glad to have you with us for this big night. Don't make me wait again. Man, you can really take the, like, shitty dad route. I'm glad to have you with us. Sure, Dad. I'm just dying to go. Yeah. Papa, are these people going to be around us from now on? Oh, yeah, the security detail? Yeah, totally. Yeah, unfortunately, they're not our friends, necessarily, but, well, no. They can't leave our side until my term ends. You'll get used to it. It's alright, baby. They're here to make sure nothing bad happens to your papa or his family. Oh my god, I'm gonna get assassinated, or my kids are gonna get kidnapped at some point. Oof. Oof. Halfway to the car, Frank stopped abruptly and turned towards me. Dad, do I really have to go? Couldn't I stay home instead? No, I mean, you have to come, even though it might suck. Don't make me angry. Wow, yeah, you can really go down the bad dad route. Listen, I'm nervous too, but I'd feel a lot more comfortable with my son by my side. Smiles reluctantly. Well, when you put it like that, sure, let's go. Good dad. Presidential guards showed us the way as red-blue lights flashed around us. Serge, my driver, ushered us into our armored limousine. Motorcade started moving towards the palace. I gazed out the window, deep in thought. Anton, what are you thinking about? Nice car. With all that's been happening, wonder if I made the right choice. Thinking we've come a long way together. Number 3, we've come a long way together, haven't we? Yes, we have, and there's still so much that we'll accomplish, side by side. Just remember, no matter what happens, the children and I will always be here for you. I'm gonna help Papa fix everything! Frank just rolls his eyes. I know we will. No, I'm just gonna stay quiet. Just savor the moment. We're here, sir. Hope you enjoyed the drive. No, I don't think we have time to stop and chat, but I'll just, thank you. Open the door. Normally imposing palace is festooned with garish banners, nearly made it look cheerful. Good luck out there, Mr. President. I'll see you on the trip home. I stepped out and immediately found myself surrounded by loud voices and camera flashes. Hordes of eager journalists thrust their portable microphones my way. My guards fended most of them off, but one woman managed to dodge them and corner me. I recognized the Swedish Broadcasting Company logo on her press lanyard. Mr. President! Mr. President! Do you plan on working together with the opposition parties on the expected constitutional reforms?